Troglodyte warning, ShoeOnHead has just dropped another video reacting to people reacting to her about the Trump election and how people have been responding to the Democrats' loss and the lessons they've been learning or perhaps not learning. And I'm actually in this video, so I thought I'd react to her reacting to me. So let's get straight into the video.
Your host, ShoeOnHead. You may know me on Reddit as generic far-right Fox News bigot. Or perhaps you know me as Commie Mommy. You people need help. Anyway, my last few videos about the election got a lot of attention, as well as brought a lot of new people to the channel. So everyone say hello to the new people. Please welcome the new people. Please be polite to them. Educate them on what to expect here. Just don't tell them about the contraption. But not all the attention I got from my election videos was good attention. So I've decided today I am going to respond to those critics. I figured it's been a while since I actually responded to a response that I've gotten on YouTube. It's very old school, very 2012 YouTube. All I need is a rant Sona and I'm set. So that is what we're going to do today. I am going to respond to criticism, rationally and calmly.
I don't think I was that critical of ShoeOnHead on my video. I agreed with probably 80%, 90%. It's just little slight disagreements. So we'll see how she responds to me.
I will be reacting to people's reactions of two different videos of mine, America is in Shambles and Downfall of the Democrats. If you haven't seen those videos, I will put them down in the description so you have more context. I highly suggest you watch them before you watch this video. Pause this video, go watch them. Don't worry, I will be right here. I've been here for 10 years. Will I be doing this in 10 more years? Will I be a 43-year-old e-girl? I guess we'll wait and see. Now, a lot has happened since my last video. It's been like, what, 2 months? That's like 10 years in internet time. There's so much going on in the news, it's honestly hard to keep up. Oh, that reminds me. I have an app for that. Let's quickly get into today's sponsor, a sponsor I've been working with for many years to access all the link in the video just to work with because I had, as always. And now, let's get back to the video. So what has happened since my last video? Well, Biden is gone, he is out of office, he has somehow completed a 4-year term, which means, that's right, Dave Rubin has to retire.
If Joe Biden completes a 4-year term, actually completes a 4-year term, I will retire.
It also means, once again, Trump has been inaugurated. And this time, all our favorite characters were there. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos' wife's tits, Mark Zuckerberg. Frankly, it's disgusting seeing billionaires so openly and brazenly support our government officials. They should be doing it behind the scenes like they've been doing for decades. Ladies and gentlemen, the elites have officially bent the knee. And it seems with the popular vote came the sudden and long overdue death of woke capitalism. Rest in piss. Although I never did get to try those gay Oreos. You don't know what you got till it's gone. The inauguration was a beautiful celebration for Republicans, full of joy and whimsy, and a complete humiliation ritual for the Democrats. Bye, Joe. Thanks for all the fucking nothing. Your legacy will be having dementia, aiding a genocide, and handing the country over to Donald Trump on a silver platter. Executive order after executive order, pardon after pardon. Trump got to work enacting his mandate on day one. But even as all this is happening, Trump seems to be on this bizarre side quest to conquer Canada and Greenland. But if we're gonna annex Canada and make it great again, can we at least get their healthcare without the wait times or the assisted suicide? Can't there just be a normal healthcare system that doesn't put you in debt or offer to kill you if you are in debt? Speaking of healthcare, an Italian-American Tucker Carlson fan from New York murdered a healthcare CEO. And it wasn't me. His name is Luigi Mangione, and he's currently the most thirsted after man in the world. Mama, I'm in love with a criminal. Ugh, women are so cooked, dude. Why can't they just be normal and make fan cams of the Unabomber like me? Now, I don't condone murder. That's it, I don't condone murder. Murder is bad.
True.
But honestly, I don't even know what killing a healthcare CEO even does. It's a job position. The job position will be filled again. The goal should be get rid of the job position altogether. But it's really depressing that it took this for a conversation about the absolute scam that is the American health insurance system to go mainstream. Lord knows I've been shouting about it for long enough. But you know who doesn't need healthcare anymore? Jimmy Carter. Because he's dead. He died at the ripe age of 100, and I know what you're thinking. Vaxxed? But at his funeral, we all saw this. He's Hitler! He's Hitler! He's Hitler! He's Hitler! Oh, hey, buddy. I'm sorry, I seem to recall this man scolding the black community for voting for a racist, sexist fascist. And here he is, chatting it up with that very racist, sexist fascist. Gee, it's almost like they don't fucking believe it. Like, the Biden administration literally just named an aircraft after George W. Bush. George W. Bush. The literally Hitler from 20 years ago. In 20 years, we're going to have like a Navy fleet named after Trump. It's all fake. It's all big fake gay club and we're not in it. At the end of the day, these people would rather see the country burn to the ground than actually help the citizens in it. Literally.
Breaking now at 11, 16 people confirmed dead in the California wildfires. New fears the massive fires will only continue to grow.
There's no water coming out of the fire hydrant.
What do you mean you ran out of water? You're California! You're next to the goddamn Pacific Ocean, for fuck's sake! It was getting so bad, people were using almond milk to put out the fire. California moment. Thousands of people have lost their homes, lives were destroyed, but thankfully the Biden administration sent $20 billion to rebuild California. That's amazing. Just kidding, that was for Israel. But thankfully Trump has frozen foreign aid for 90 days. Except for Israel. How are the Democrats doing since losing to Trump? Are they taking a step back and reevaluating their tactics and their platform? Are they looking for a real populist candidate to put up for 2028? What is their plan? Oh, god damn it. So let's get into these responses I got to my videos, shall we? Okay, I searched ShoeOnHead reaction and I'm scrolling through these videos and it's like anime girl, anime girl, anime girl, anime girl, anime boy. Anime girl, anime girl, anime girl. I feel like I'm scrolling through the porn history of the average ShoeOnHead fan. Oh, by the way, I will link the videos I react to in the description down below, so you can watch the full videos, the full criticism if you want to. But if you do go to any of these people's channels, please be normal in the comments. We are all just people who have different opinions at the end of the day. If you have the urge to call them like a libtard.
To be fair, I've had quite a few nice comments, quite a few maybe passive-aggressive comments, but all comments are welcome. Comment below.
Hard soy boy cuck in the comments. Right instead, you are a fine, distinguished gentleman. Have a wonderful afternoon. See? It's not that hard to control our anger.
This is a 17.5-minute video from a rich white person talking about how both parties are the exact same.
What a fine, distinguished gentleman. I hope he has a wonderful afternoon.
Who is her main audience? It's going to be all conservative types. Every single one. Every single one of these centrist people, their audiences are always conservatives. 100% of the time. Every single time. All of them.
Centrist type people. Okay, alright. Destiny has said that Kamala Harris is to the left of him on economics. Kamala Harris. That technically puts Destiny to the right of me on econ.
I'm not sure we should be taking anything Destiny says seriously right now, to be honest.
Destiny has opinions that fall to the left and right of where I'm standing. I have opinions that fall to the left and right of where Destiny is standing. So, who is the centrist here? Or is centrism when you're a YouTuber who makes fun of both sides? And yeah, sure, sorry lefties and liberals and Democrats in my audience, you don't exist. You're all Republicans now. Take your complimentary Trump hat and liberal tears mug. Also, as a left-wing YouTuber, shouldn't having right-wingers in your audience kind of like be the goal? Who are you making content for if not? Do you just want to preach to a choir? If you
Yeah, I agree with that. And I've got quite a, well, I'd say not substantial, but I do have a right-wing audience that I do actually welcome. I welcome the questions, the comments, the criticism, and that is the reason why we talk about these ideas, because you do want to bring people over. I'm not saying I'm very good at it or I'm successful, but I think you've got to talk to people and listen to people and have hopefully a diverse audience, because otherwise, what is the point? What is the point of your message if people just agree with you?
Want to watch someone who agrees with you 100%, just talk to a fucking mirror. I don't understand this criticism. I like that there are people with diverse opinions in my audience. It's so freeing. I'm not audience captured. I could say I want to bring back Ronald Reagan from the dead so I can kill him with my bare hands, and the right-wingers in my audience would just be like, haha, she's so funny. It's nice we can listen to alternative viewpoints. I can fix her. Frankly, I know for a fact a lot of left-wing channels would kill for the audience demographic I have. Are you kidding me? How do we reach young men on the right? How do we get young men to listen to us? Skill issue.
It's hard for me to know.
True. And also, there's an element of truth. Usually centrists, especially today in this current political climate, are right-wing. They claim to be centrist, but they are right-wing. But I don't think ShoeOnHead is right-wing at all. I think maybe she has some, reactionary tendencies. But overall, she is a left-wing populist. And that's what she is. So, yeah. You can say she may have a right-wing audience, but I think it's because she talks about certain ideas that the left don't, male issues. So, yeah, it's easy to criticize her maybe, but I think she's doing good work. I think overall she's a net positive in the space. And I know she is quite a divisive figure, so that's always going to be the case. And I think it is because she's an attractive woman. I think any woman who does political commentary, left or right, is going to get more criticism, more hate, and often kind of misogyny if they kind of aren't black and white and, they're not the typical expectation of a leftist.
No, bro, I honestly can't tell with a lot of these people. I wish I could just get them in a room and get them like shit-faced and we could just like have a conversation where it's like, do you understand, like, that like all your fans are conservative, right? That like everything you do is conservative, right? Can you tell that? Are you aware of that?
Okay, first of all, getting drunk with Destiny and having him all up in my face like, you're a conservative, right? Your audience is conservative, right? Sounds like a fucking nightmare. I think I would throw up and cry. This is all especially funny coming from someone like him, who's also constantly called a centrist and a right-winger and a Nazi because he has opinions that fall outside of the left-wing internet bubble. Like, I have seen people say these...
Destiny... I don't know much about Destiny. I've not seen much of his stuff, but I know he's massively anti-Palestine and pro-Israel. The way he talks about Palestinians is disgusting. So the idea that I would, just on that alone, would you say he's right-winger? No, he is, the bits I have heard, quite left-wing. But I'd say he's probably kind of a weird centrist. He's got some weird opinions, and there's been some scandals around him recently. I don't want to get into that because I'm not a YouTube drama mill. I don't like that stuff. But those accusations, Shue is right, could be leveled at Destiny.
Exact criticisms of Destiny. That his audience is full of incels and right-wingers. Destiny, at the end of the day, we're not so different, you and I.
People like Tim Pool I know are intentionally lying, 100%. But for somebody like this, like all of the other centrist types that get swept up in the middle that end up just being like mass conservative propagandists, I'm not sure.
What? I'm sorry. Mass conservative propaganda? I am so tired of defending myself like this, though. Frankly, I've seen what makes someone a progressive to these people. So I don't really mind when they call me conservative. I'll take it, Destiny. Conservative, centrist, whatever.
Someone did die. One of the bullets hit Corey Comparator as he was protecting his family. It's one thing to make fun of a failed assassination attempt, even a successful assassination attempt on a politician. If we can't mock or criticize the people in power, there is an issue. But it's another thing to mock a innocent Trump supporter that died. The guy didn't have any power. He wasn't a politician. He was just a dude. I don't like...
He wasn't just a dude. He was a guy that was posting a ton of inflammatory shit on his social media, who was at a rally for one of the most inflammatory candidates of all time, but...
A dude wasn't just a dude and deserved to die because he posted inflammatory shit online? My brother in Christ, you do that. I do that. We all do that. All right, I'm done with this one. I'm done. I don't know what I expected. I honestly expected better. I did not expect this. Hopefully the next person is more...
Really? From Destiny?
more sane. So let's go.
This is called America is in Shambles. I'm excited to see what this is.
Build Back Better, Agenda 47. Let me introduce you to the Shoe New Deal. Bring back the red Pizza Hut cups.
What is this video? Is this are we just gonna be like, America's in shambles and we're just gonna, haha, I'm a shit poster, I don't care because nothing affects me? Right, like it's just like disaffected memes or something? This is what we're doing?
I love how he's so confused about the concept of an opening skit. I don't understand. Where's the 500 paragraphs of...
I used to watch this guy a little bit when he used to do the YouTube channel with Hugo and Jake, now Hannah, and they seemed all right. I've not watched any of his content since he's gone solo, but yeah, he doesn't come across that great.
Text. I've been very busy, as some of you know now, and as some of you guessed, I have recently had a baby. And as it turns
Whoa.
out, that takes up a lot of your time. And it.
Ugh.
Wait, why did he go ugh? Why did he go ugh? Nearly
Yeah, I don't get that. Why?
40-year-old man. Come on, Jake. Tick-tock. Time to settle down and have some children. Those sperms are drying up. Oh yeah. He's winning. I shit.
Oh yeah, he's winning. Cope?
Bullet just grazed his.
Well, he did win after that. I mean, you could argue that was the point when Donald Trump won in many ways. It kind of seeped into the unconscious, and people ignored it. People forgot about it, and then he won.
Ear because he turned at the last second to look at some immigration chart. Being racist literally saved his life. There's a lesson in that.
There's a lesson in being racist. Cool, dude. Like, she lampshades that's just a joke. Wink, wink. And then, like, the dumbass f***ing Zoomer Coomer that's in her comments down here does not think she's joking. Thinks she's dog whistling, which she is, and is totally like, yeah, I love being racist. Being racist is good and makes me survive bullets or some shit now.
I think she's joking. I do think she's joking. I don't think she's dog whistling. But there may be some people in her audience that think she isn't joking. And I think that is a valid criticism of someone who has a wide political audience. There is that risk that people won't, especially now in our current climate, there are risks that people will misconstrue it. But is that Shue's fault? I don't know.
Oh no, I'm going to influence vulnerable Zoomers into believing racism makes them bulletproof. What are you saying, bro? The dog whistles! The dog whistles! Call a fucking joke. There's no dog whistle. There's no mask. It's a joke. It's a joke about racism, yes!
Somehow knew that roof would be unguarded, laid down and aimed a rifle at the former president without being noticed. This was insane incompetence, or they let it happen.
Oh my god, and now she's doing conspiracy theories? She watches Fox News now all the time. You could see it.
I'm leaning more towards the former because if you look at our bridges and airplanes, America's in shambles.
First of all, why the fuck would I watch Fox News? Tucker Carlson isn't on there anymore. Also, I love how he paused before I finished my sentence. Said a thing he thought epically owned me, then unpaused and I continued and said the opposite of what he thought I would say. His fan fiction of me that believes in Fox News conspiracies turned out not to be real. The man is out here fighting ghosts. He's fighting his schizophrenic thoughts. He took too much cough syrup and I appeared in the corner of his room talking about Fox News.
People were laughing about how some of the cops protecting Trump were women and like, come on now, that's sexist. They were making these awful memes like this.
So, and then you just do the sexist joke. You go, that's sexist, but I don't care. You know what you're doing, dude.
Yes, I do know what I am doing. I am making jokes. I am making jokes about sexism and racism. Yes. Again, no mask. No dog whistles. I am blatantly just saying these things.
White Women for Harris meeting raised millions, broke Zoom.
Yep.
Oh, but when I want to have a whites only meeting, I'm called a racist.
Wow, cool, dude. That's a really sick fucking KKK joke you have there.
This guy isn't even debunking anything. He's just like, you made a joke. Okay? And? You are in the wrong neighborhood. That doesn't work here. We have fun here, sir.
Boyfriend writes her scripts, that joke confirms it? Dude, it's so bad.
A woman making a joke? I bet her boyfriend wrote that. Wow! Sexist much? Dog whistle? Also, kind of a random tangent, but like, I've gotten this actually unironically in like innocent ways. Like, who writes your stuff? Give props to your editor. I write my own stuff. I edit my own stuff. I've been doing it for 10 years. I still use iMovie to edit. I do have an assistant who helps me get sponsorships and edits the sponsor segments. But if I could hire anyone to do anything, It would be to be the person in front of the camera. That is my least favorite part. I love writing, I love editing. I hate this. Maybe I'll just pull a Daily Wire one day and do a little switcheroo and replace myself with someone else. I'll just tell Moist Critical to shave his beard. None of you will know the difference. Basically, if I could be a VTuber, I would. And I'd give myself pink hair and big anime titties. Alright, moving on.
One of the bullets hit Corey Comparator as he was protecting his family. But there were people, like, mocking this, which is insane to me. Like, it's one thing to make fun.
Well, he was a racist, so he caught a bullet for no fucking reason at a hit, like a, Trump rally, right? It's like being upset the Nazi got hit at a Nazi rally, right?
Oh my god, they're all justifying it!
A innocent Trump supporter that died.
He's not innocent, actually. He went to a Trump rally, supported Donald Trump publicly.
Am I going insane? I'm crashing out, bro. I'm crashing out.
If you were a better person, you rally, you feel me? So, yeah.
If you were a better person, like me, a person who thinks people who disagree with me should be shot and killed, then this wouldn't have happened. Unreal! Okay, on to the last response to this particular video. Let's hope this guy is a little better.
Welcome to America is in Shambles by ShoeOnHead. So ShoeOnHead is a person that exists. If you don't know who ShoeOnHead is, she basically postures herself as a centrist.
I literally call myself a left-wing What? Also, I didn't know they made a Vosh 2. Who is this guy? Alec Gunter, ShoeOnHead's brain-dead election analysis.
She used to be buddies with some of the left-leaning people, used to be in favor of Bernie Sanders, but kind of went full populist.
Bernie is a populist, so this makes no sense. Oh, she used to like Bernie, but now she's more of a populist. What? Are we just equating
Yeah, people equate populism with the right. That's so strange. It's just an anti-establishment, populist, popular message. Bernie Sanders is a left-wing populist. Jeremy Corbyn was a left-wing populist. Very strange.
Populism with right-wing now? Is that what's going on here?
Basically just posturing for her incel followers, right? Her alt-right incel followers.
The shoe simps, or as I like to call them, the SS.
And making them feel smart because she looks at both sides, right? She's a centrist.
First of all, I don't make my audience feel smart. My audience is fucking retarded. They know this. Second of all, why wouldn't you look at both sides? Like, why shouldn't you be criticizing your side, too? Unless you're like a total ideologically cucked hack. You're not that. Right, Alec? Right?
Here's ShoeOnHead. America is in shambles.
My fellow Americans, I regret to inform you that it is that time again. Election time. Every 4 years we have to deal with this. Are you voting for the red pedophiles or the blue pedophiles? The red drone strikes or the gay?
Okay, right off the bat, the red is way worse. See, she's like immediately playing the centrist angle, and there's no comparison between the two.
Oh my god, do they all not know what a bit is? I'm doing both sides bad because I'm a candidate running against Kamala and Trump. Do they not know what a skit is? A drone strikes. Dead Palestinians or dead Palestinians? We're tired of it. They should just pick one.
Okay, well, the dead Palestinians thing was pretty true. I'll give her that.
Sexist joke, racist joke, ableist joke. Palestine.
There's just no way Trump is losing. It would take something like, I don't know, Trump getting shot in the head at a rally in Pennsylvania.
Oh god, we're coming up to the Trump rally part. Please be normal about this.
One thing to make fun of a failed assassination attempt, even a successful assassination attempt on a politician. If we can't mock or criticize the people in power, there is an issue. But it's another thing to mock a innocent Trump supporter that died.
Please give me some hope for left-wing YouTube, please.
The Trump supporter that died, he was most likely a fascist. And I mean, he was at a Trump rally, man. What do you expect? Like, he probably wanted trans people to die.
Probably. He probably had these opinions, so it's okay for him to die. Even if he did, which you don't know, but even if he did, that doesn't mean he should be fucking killed. He's just a fucking guy. He's a guy who can even change his opinions one day. Who knows? I know for a fact a shit ton of people in these people's audiences used to be Trump supporters, used to be transphobic or whatever. Every single fucking day I log on and I watched Ben Shapiro and was a Trump supporter, but now I watch ContraPoints and I'm a good person. So back when you were a Trump supporter, these people think it's okay if you got shot. Convenient for them that they were born morally lucky and they came out of the womb as leftists. I'm actually going insane. I'm becoming the Joker. I thought at least one of them would have a normal take on this. But no. Behold! This is my circus. These are my monkeys.
I think, okay, so
Yeah, I think that's a really fair point. You have to assume that people can change because you just don't need to talk to them, listen to them, expose them to hopefully facts and alternative viewpoints, and try and convince them. Actually, try and convince them that actually this is what is happening, not what you've been led to believe, or whatever the subject is. And I think criticize him for being at the Trump rally, but to kind of celebrate his death, I mean, I assume he was a father. Yes, he was an extreme. Like, he's posting a lot of stuff about Trump, but did he deserve to die? Again, maybe he was able to get his, have his mind changed. And yeah, I think that's a good point. And yeah, what's the point of doing this? Like, what is the point of doing YouTube and videos if you can't hopefully change people's mind? I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying I'm good at doing it. But what is the point otherwise?
well, let's check the comments real quick. I just want to see her. Here's her audience, okay?
Oh no, he's checking comments. Oh no, he's checking comments. No, 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 no.
Having a baby and retiring, Shue has become a trad wife. The only reason America is in shambles is because Shue hasn't uploaded a Hell World in 2 years. Kamala, don't come. Trump, I'm going to come. America. If there's any reason to vote for Kamala, it's just to make Hillary extremely mad. Is probably the best campaign slogan yet. Okay, they all just seem like memers.
Whew.
Let's have a quick look at the comments on this now. Well, my comment there that I wrote, Destiny calling you right woman when he's made millions from Twitch. True. Call me mommy. Justifying. I mean, seem fairly normal. Yeah, let's continue the video.
Okay, good. Diagnosis memers.
I don't know. I think that Shue is just kind of a memer. I don't think she's a bad person.
Oh, good. YouTuber Alec Gunter doesn't think I'm a bad person. I must postpone my suicide at once. Okay, this next video people are responding to is the one I made after the election called The Downfall of the Democrats. Let's see what people had to say about this one. Okay, this guy is called Hutch. This fucking title. ShoeOnHead takes an election victory lap? What video did this dude watch? The ShoeOnHead from Earth 2? Hat on foot?
Actually project that Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
Do you really think that the Democratic Party is fighting for you? The overwhelming answer is no.
I am so frustrated with this argument because policy can only get you so far. Like, good policy is good and we should do good policy. For sure. I don't think we should adopt Republican policies.
Wait, what argument? You just watched a montage of Trump winning. Where did I say adopt Republican policies? I haven't even said anything in this video yet. I haven't even appeared on screen. Who are these people responding to? There she goes, hat on foot, making videos talking about adopting Republican policies.
I think we should pursue progressive policies. I think we should pursue policies that help working class people across this country, whatever the term working class means now, because it's so nebulous at this point.
I like that the term working class is now nebulous. Now that they're losing the working class, it's like, pfft, working class. What does that even mean?
Is it too late for the Democratic Party, or can they turn this around? Will the Democrats learn from this?
To be clear, in 2016, it was the same discourse. Is this the end of the Democratic Party? Dems in disarray. Are they ever going to recover from this? It's this.
I don't think it was to the same extent. It really wasn't. The fact that Kamala, well, the loss wasn't that big. It was a 1.5 gap between Trump winning and Kamala winning in the popular vote. But I think something has changed. Like, the Overton window has moved to the right, and people are sick of the status quo and are not only going to the right, but populism, charismatic leaders, they don't want the same old. And I think it's not the same as what happened in 2016 and, Hillary losing. It's just not the same.
Same discourse every single time.
Okay, but Kamala did historically bad. She did not flip a single county. A Republican won the popular vote. A Republican. Do you know how rare that is? And all the data shows young people, black people, Latinos, women moving more right. Now, could this be a Trump-only thing? Sure. And as I said in my video, there could be a pendulum swing and we'll get like another Obama after Trump, or the Democrats wake up and actually run a good populist candidate. I don't rule this out, but to pretend this wasn't a particular—
Yeah, Trump isn't going to do well. He's going to mess up like he messed up with COVID. Something's going to happen where he has to react. He doesn't react. He's not going to increase the living standards of the average American. He's rolling back on so much, decreasing inflation, decreasing grocery prices. He's not going to improve people's lives. And people will be upset about that. Maybe he'll blame other people, but he does have ultimate power now. He has the Senate, he has the House, he has the judiciary. He has pretty much absolute control. So he can't blame other people.
really bad loss is just straight up delusional.
From blaming the American people to blaming Joe Rogan, the Democrats and the media are having a hard time coping with their loss, and
This logic that you can't blame voters for the outcome of elections is insane to me. There's no responsibility on the voters? Like none whatsoever? Who else am I supposed to?
You blame your party that lost. You blame your candidate. Why were the American people more willing to vote for the guy who did January 6th over your candidate full of hope and joy and rainbows and unicorns or whatever? Is it because the voters are just all stupid idiots? Or is there something a little less simple that you just want to avoid talking?
Well, there was a lot of energy when Kamala announced that she was going to run. There was that initial energy. They were calling Trump weird, JD Vance weird. There was actually excitement. And then as soon as the DNC came in, they were like, moderate the language. And then she just sounded like a politician. I think if she actually was able to control her campaign, increase the energy, call them weird, fight back, call them fascists, have actually a vision and create that, like, continue that energy, I think she would have had a chance. But because she was kind of restrained and same old answers, you wouldn't do anything different from Biden. Same old answer on Israel. Of course she's going to lose because she wasn't offering anything, really. She was just offering a few policies here and there, but no real vision, no excitement, no energy. But it was there initially.
About. Taking a step back and looking in the mirror is gonna do you real good.
Democrats don't have a messaging problem. America has a racism problem. Kamala ran a flawless campaign in 100 days, and I refuse to let y'all gaslight me into believing anything other than that.
Did she just put up 2 random Twitter users? Do we know who those people are? Who were those people? I don't even know who those. I'm pretty sure they were just random people.
Random Twitter users whose posts went viral, yes. It's a small sample of the discourse happening amongst the people, which is pretty important to show. I know the concept of listening to average everyday people is completely foreign to you, but it is important to show what people are saying about their country's election, not just what politicians and the media are saying.
The Democratic Party, we have to contend with progressives that are constantly shitting on the Democratic Party for not being socialist enough. And we have to contend with MAGA, who are constantly shitting on the Democratic Party for, eating children and worshiping Satan.
And then you got the weirdos who believe both those things.
For people like ShoeOnHead, it's like, okay, it's easy, man. You just don't be woke, don't be feminist, don't root for like black lesbians in Disney shows. And then just do socialist policies.
All right, back up. I am not delusional. I do not want to implement socialist policies in America because, first of all, I do not trust America to do those correctly. I'm talking about basic, normal, social democratic policies like Norway and Denmark have. Universal paid family leave, universal health care, at least a public option, better transportation like a high-speed rail, better protection for workers, higher wages, blah, blah, blah. And yes, no woke shit. Do you know how popular a platform like that would be? You get a candidate up there like that?
There's a myth that Kamala ran on a woke. She really didn't. She didn't mention trans issues. She didn't mention her race. She didn't mention her gender. So that's not why she lost. Like, there's a lot of people on the right saying that's why she lost. No, that's not why she lost. That's actually one of the good things she did. She didn't offer an alternative vision. She didn't excite people. She didn't get people energized. And that's what it's all about. She didn't do that. That's why she failed. Donald Trump did. He didn't particularly run a great campaign, but he did hundreds of rallies and got people excited.
You're winning all 50 states.
So, I mean, I would love to hear what she suggests besides just like elect Bernie Sanders.
Put up a good politician. That is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Someone who actually cares.
I mean, that is a good option to get Bernie Sanders elected. He would have won in 2020. I mean, maybe he'd be too old in 4 years, but even then, if he was given the opportunity, I think he'll still be sprightly. I think he has a chance then as well. Maybe he's too old, but, you know, stranger things have happened.
Cares about the working class. Not Bernie Sanders. He's like 100 years old. Someone like Bernie Sanders, sure. Bernie Sanders with more of a spine. Combine Trump
AOC.
and Bernie Sanders. I am committing voter fraud and voting for that man 300 times. I am storming the Capitol for Donald Sanders.
After this, the Democrats are gonna move right in the dumbest ways. They're gonna become like the new neocons, but gay.
I think they will too. And one of the reasons why they're going to do that is because they know people like you are not a reliable voter. You're not.
No, it's because they're taking the wrong lessons from it. They're saying, oh no, we were too woke. We were too far left. No, they weren't. They actually weren't. If they were, they might have actually differentiated themselves from Trump and actually had a leftist populist vision like Bernie Sanders did. No, they're going to go further to the right. Actually, they were quite right on immigration. The immigration bill they tried to pass through was actually quite right wing. Obviously, Trump stopped it because he wanted to run on immigration. But actually, they ceded the ground on immigration. And actually, Biden did. He didn't defend immigrants and the benefits of immigration. He actually kind of said, yeah, we'll kind of fall in line with the right wing messaging. So, yeah, the Democrats aren't learning the right lessons.
You are correct. I am not a reliable voter. I will not vote blue no matter who. And guess what? Most of the country is like me. Does that scare you? Good. Me not being a reliable voter is not an excuse for Democrats to not listen to voters like me. If anything, it's the complete opposite. They should be trying to get the votes from people like me. Politicians and parties are not owed your vote. They have to earn it. They have to work for it. And many people thought the Democrats did not work for it. In fact, I don't even think they wanted to win, but that's a whole nother can of worms I don't want to open right now.
Large factions of the left condescendingly believe that dumb people are the reason Trump won in 2016 and won again in 2024. And that
Well, I mean, you know, yeah.
Vance, when you win 2028, put me somewhere in communications. Let me run your Twitter account. I'm a millennial.
My problem with this is that, yes, I think Trump voters objectively are less educated, misinformed, and they've been sold lies. But this is an essentialist argument. I'm not saying this is who they are. They're inherently this way. I think they can be convinced and they can be brought over. And that's the difference. And maybe I don't communicate that enough in my videos, but I don't think the Trump voters are this kind of inevitable thing. I think many, maybe even would have voted for Bernie Sanders in 2020. It's what are they given as options and what potential, what are they being given? Like if Kamala Harris is an option and Donald Trump, like Donald Trump's promising you the world and Kamala Harris is promising you the same old. Like, which are you going to choose? I personally would have voted for Kamala if I lived in America, but you can see why people are drawn to Trump. He won't deliver, but he does actually promise something. And you've got to listen to people's concerns and go, actually, what are they concerned about? And actually tap into their concerns. And Bernie Sanders does this. Bernie Sanders does this really well. He focuses on the wealth of the billionaires, on the monopolies, the people at the top. And that's what we've got to do. But Did Kamala Harris do that? Of course she didn't.
Too. Nobody will know the difference. Plus, we wear the same amount of eyeliner. Okay, that is enough hutch for one lifetime, thank you. Next, please let the next person be sane. Please save my brain cells. Come majestically galloping in to save us.
Oh, holy shit. I know this lady.
I take back the galloping part.
Can I be real with you guys? People are going to hate me for this one. I stand by the criticisms that I've made of ShoeOnHead, but I will say this. If Shoe had been a respected voice in the Democrat consultancy circles, Kamala might not have lost. I have criticized her so many times for the populist brain rot, but oh boy, if anyone could use populist brain rot driven right into their skulls right now, it would be the Democrats. 28 minutes, and we have 25 minutes till stream ends. And I have 3 donos. I don't know about that one, Chief. There's probably stuff in here that I maybe can watch in the future.
Wait, he doesn't even watch the video? Watch the video. Watch the video, coward! This is an official call to the Shoe Simps. Calling the SS! We attack at dawn! Go tell Vosh to watch the video! This is bullshit! I was clickbaited! On to the next guy. Okay, this guy is called Uninformed Leftist. Let's see if he lives up to his name.
So let's get into this. ShoeOnHead made another video. It's called The Downfall of the Democrats.
Oh, big congratulations to Tim Walz on being the first white male DEI hire. It didn't work. The DNC.
Okay, so Tim Walz is not the first white male DEI hire. Joe Biden's been a white male DEI hire. George Bush is. Mitt Romney was. Every single president has been a white male DEI hire. Both the Democrats and the Republicans realize that America is a white supremacist country. Thus, we must run white people. So saying that Tim Walz is the first DEI hire is a little bit telling. And what is it telling?
A joke. It's telling a joke.
Well, it's telling that ShoeOnHead, like the topic of race and gender, is very on the front of her mind.
What?
Now listen, do I think it's true that Kamala Harris lost because she's black and she's a woman?
Please say no, please say no, please say no.
Honestly, yes, I do.
Obama is black and did phenomenally. Hillary is a woman and won the popular vote. I hate this delusion and this cope that Kamala lost because she's a black woman. No. If she was a white man, would she have maybe won a little more votes? Sure, I'm not denying the existence of racist misogynists. I'm looking at one right now. But enough votes that she would win? Absolutely not.
A district that's...
Yeah, I agree. I think there's an element of misogyny and racism. But that's not why Kamala lost. It's because she didn't appeal to a broad audience. I mean, it's that simple.
97% Latino, went 75 percentage points for Donald Trump. Why?
Misogyny.
It's on the border.
It's
the border crisis is on their doorstep. And they were begging people to care about it for years. We need to take some lessons.
There's a lot of misogynistic Latino men. There's a lot of misogynistic men in general, but Latino men, they're fairly Christian, they're fairly conservative, and misogyny goes hand in hand with those two. So
Latino men are misogynists? Yeah? Is that why the f***ing president of Mexico is a woman and has like an 80% approval rating? Maybe Kamala Harris just f***ing suck. You ever consider that? Maybe going, nothing's gonna change when I'm president, f***ing sucks.
Yeah, that was the moment Kamala lost, is that, would you do anything else different from Biden? And he was like, not really. That's when she lost. And then the Trump assassination attempt, the first one, was when Trump won.
Election, a YouTuber I am subscribed to uploaded a video called How the Right is Winning Young Men.
Ugh, I have such mixed feelings about this. I do. Unpopular though it is on the left to give grace to the male loneliness epidemic.
That's insane. That's insane that he has to say that. Why is it unpopular? Why can't the left talk about men's issues like any other issue? It's insane. I think things are getting better though, slowly.
I have mixed feelings about it. I'm picking my words carefully so the leftists don't murder me. Don't rake me over the coals.
Just treat men like anybody else. Like women, lesbians, trans people, black people, Latino people. Just analyze their situation like anyone else. Yes, men have privileges, like women do, but just try and analyze them in a sociological lens, not an inherent lens, not like men are inherently violent, men are inherently patriarchal, men are inherently XYZ. Just analyze men, history, economic context, social context, and go from there.
For this, but I think that I understand.
Oh, I have to pick my words carefully so my own movement doesn't attack me for caring about men's issues. You see the issue?
ShoeOnHead, again, doesn't really offer any analysis. She makes a joke. So essentially, what is her joke? Her joke is that the guy's gay.
What? Oh, we're strict.
No. He can't deal with that fact that ShoeOnHead, criticize it all you want. She is right on this. On men's issues, she is right. The left have been, over the last 10 years at least, not great because we have been focusing on other issues. But now I think we are learning and we're realizing, yes, we need to extend that gesture to men. It's that simple.
Screaming from Earth 2 again. Here comes Hat on Foot, hating the gays again. The joke was not about him being gay. There wasn't even a joke. My point was that he's nervous to talk about men's issues in fear of the left attacking him, and it shouldn't be that way.
That's pretty gross from ShoeOnHead. Do I need to spell that out for you? She does this whole like gay impression.
Gay impression? That's literally what he fucking sounded like. These people have like terminal identity politics brain.
All right, let's just read a few comments.
Oh no, not again. I swear to God, if you guys embarrass me in front of Hassan 2 here, I will turn this video around and we are going home.
ShoeOnHead dropping the hard truth bombs as usual. Bro, at least Bernie Sanders got to say a big I told you so. Okay, that's kind of, I don't know, it gives me a little bit of hope. Democrats forgot they had to be likable. Okay, that's kind of true. You can't hide your monster addiction by putting it on Y class, June. Okay, that's a good point. They will learn nothing and blame everyone. Yeah, unfortunately, that's true.
Okay, he's just agreeing with all the comments. I love that they keep doing this. I love that they keep checking the comments, expecting some like terrible shit, and it's just like pee poo poo 69 going epic video, mommy. Okay, so that was terrible. Next.
Hi, my name's Anthony Jones. I like to talk about
That's
politics
me.
and the culture war in the UK and America. Today I'm going to react to ShoeOnHead's most recent video, Downfall of the Democrats, the truth about the 2024 election.
Aw, this guy looks like a wizard. He's like a jolly little garden gnome. I don't even mean that in a mean way. He just looks whimsical, like he's gonna help me on a quest through some enchanted forest. Please be sane and normal, gnome bro. I am running out of hope.
Yeah, Trump objectively is the representative of the working class. Traditionally, it was Latinos, blacks. People would vote for Democrats. Now, it's highly educated people who vote for Democrats and actually working class people who traditionally would vote Democrat have voted for Donald Trump. This is a massive change in the demographics, and people want something different. They don't want the same old. And that's what Kamala Harris represented. And this is essentially why she failed to appeal to voters.
Yes! No bro is normal. Oh my God, how refreshing. Yes. We're so fucking back, gnome bros. Okay, let's keep listening. Let's not get our hopes up.
Everyone was so sure dangerous, devious, dastardly Donald would never make his way back into the White House to steal democracy. And he did it. With democracy.
Democracy has been bought in America. It really has. The idea that influence is like objective and everyone's informed and it's a level playing field for both sides is simply not true. Democracy implies the voters were informed, they knew what they were voting for, they weren't lied to, they weren't sold misinformation. People are massively misinformed on Donald Trump. They were lied to, they don't believe a lot of the accusations against him. It's more complex, and it is actually very complex.
It's really not that complicated. It's exactly...
I stand by that. I think they seemingly seem contradictory positions, like Donald Trump is objectively the representative of the working class, but also it doesn't mean he got there by honest means, or that he's going to deliver, or that, you know, he's actually gonna be what he said he was and make America great again. So I think I think they're fair points. I don't think it, and it is complex. I think it's deeply complex why people vote, people aren't necessarily rational. Some people are. It's often it's the social times that kind of push us to vote for certain people, and we're more divided now than ever. So, yeah, it is complex.
What you said earlier. Trump offered something, Kamala offered nothing. Whether you agree with the vision or not, Trump had a vision. It's like in 2016 when Hillary Clinton made that America is already great hat. No one wants to fucking hear this. No one believes that.
Yeah, that's true. That was awful. Like, that's not what people want to hear. People want to hear, we're going to do this, i.e., make things better for you. Your life, could be better. And we're going to do X, Y, Z to make it better. That's what Donald Trump did. Deport millions of people. Decrease, inflation. Decrease grocery prices. And, get rid of woke and all that other nonsense. Is he doing that? Well, no, he's not. But, you got people excited.
You have to give the people a vision. A lot of them don't believe what the media says about Trump because a lot of them don't trust the media, and I'm gonna be so dead ass. Do you blame them? As a Bernie bro, as a Bernard?
I think it's complicated. The media, often there's a lot of rubbish media, but it depends what you're talking about. That's a broad thing you're talking about, like the media. Well, there's some really good media, like Reuters, AP. Are you talking about that? And serious journalism? The Financial Times, for example, in the UK, does some really good journalism. Or are you talking about Fox News or GB News? So it depends what media you're talking about. And also, there's some really good stuff out there. And also some really bad misinformation. So, yes, there's distrust, but to blanket all media together is, I don't think, helpful.
Brethren, do you blame them? It's up to the media to prove themselves trustworthy, and in my opinion, they just haven't done that.
I think it's more complicated because a lot of distrust in institutions, I've spoke about it recently, comes down to the inequality in society. People don't trust experts anymore because of the fact that their lives aren't as great as they used to be. The fact that the disparity between wealth creates that distrust. We're more distrustful and polarized and divided and atomized than ever. And this is the root cause of a lot of this distrust. It's not inherently media is lying, although often they do, but Fox News or GB News, they're not telling the truth either. So I think it's disingenuous just to say, oh, people don't trust the media. No. Donald Trump trusts Fox News. He loves Fox News. And there's a lot of people who love GB News and the Daily Mail and right-wing media. Joe Rogan, who assume, he's telling the truth. No, they're not.
Mainstream, corporate media, liberal and right-wing, does not have a good reputation. Oh my god, that reminds me. I was watching Fox Business the other morning. Don't ask. But holy shit, you think right-wing media online is bad? What the f*** are the boomers watching? Also, Kristi Noem showed up on the TV and my baby was like, Mama. Really, bro? Okay, last one. I'm ready. Let's go. This guy is called Dima.
So, exactly. So she kind of maybe slightly undermined her point then. Yeah, Fox News, they're being sold lies. So, yeah, there is a deep problem with mainstream media. It's, desire for clicks, desire for sensationalism, desire for, standing out. And that means controversy, saying crazy stuff. And that's the world we live in now, where you have to stand out in a sea of so much content out there. There's so much content. How do you make the news exciting? Well, you have someone like Donald Trump. You have someone like Nigel Farage. And I'm not, maybe I probably am part of the problem too. But that's the world we live in now. And you can't escape it in a way until you challenge the notion of media and who owns media. And that's a whole big thing.
The show. Okay, Dima. What do you have for us?
I don't know what to predict here. I've only seen 2 ShoeOnHead videos and I follow her on Twitter. She hasn't been very active on Twitter recently. I don't know why. I think she got married and had a kid. But either way, from what I remember of her Twitter, it was fairly progressive. Some little, tidbits of, radical centrist reactionary stuff a little bit here and there.
I like how just like nobody understands me. America is so terminally left-right brained, dude. You can talk about how you want workplace democracy all day, but if you also say something like, I think we should make it harder for children to access porn or something, people are like, oh, I don't know, she's some kind of centrist? What?
Anyway, I got a lot of comments on my last video like, wait, you're left-wing and you hate the Democrats? Yeah, man.
Okay, so is she coming out as left-wing? Just do it.
Yeah, man, that's a pretty common thing. If you were shocked that I'm left-wing, maybe that's a sign you need to take a step back and evaluate some of the preconceived stereotypes you have of people. Not all of us are crazy blue-haired socialists, no. Some of us are crazy brown-haired socialists. But for those of
Hey, yo!
Ugh, why is he soying out? I hate this. I'm never gonna call myself a socialist again.
Someone like her with such a diverse audience, like, who gets, millions and millions of views on her videos. Someone like her with this much reach, with this much of an audience, and say, hey, look at me, I'm a left-wing socialist, I think is good for the cause.
I don't want to be good for the cause. I'm a rebel. I'm not one of you. You don't love me. Sorry, I'm just burned by all the other videos. I'm like an abused cat lashing out at a new adoptive owner. He's out here handing me a treat like pss, 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 and I'm like, let's relax.
So, okay, fellas, she said she's a socialist. She said she's left-wing. Why do we hate her?
That's such a weird, thing to say. She's one of us. She agrees with us politically. Why do we hate her? I don't know. Maybe I'm a fucking asshole.
Kamala Harris being, a person of color, is that going to have an effect on some amount of people? Sure it will. Is that why she lost?
Don't say it. Don't say it, please.
I don't think so.
Thank you. Oh my god, the bar is low.
young men did come out and support Trump, and apparently for the reasons I and many others predicted. We asked young men why they voted for Donald Trump. Here's what they said. What appealed to him about Donald Trump was that his campaign was not coming after us. He was highlighting the American people, which we are. It doesn't matter what color you are, what you may identify as. Since I wasn't excluded, I resonated with it.
See? That is a dumb person. That is a fucking idiot.
Okay. I'm doing the thing they do. I'm paused.
Did Kamala Harris go after white men? I mean, if she did, I can't remember that. I mean, I don't think she did. So I do think that's a straw man. Yeah, you could say leftists may have come after white men, but Kamala isn't a leftist. She's a liberal. And she represents the status quo. And she didn't talk about identity politics. So I just don't think that applies here.
Pausing before he finishes his sentence. Let's hear him out.
When you tell a young white guy, hey, you're an oppressor, and because you're white, you have privileges that your black and Hispanic peers didn't have, and you're inherently at fault, or you're guilty for that, which is what a lot of the left wings or Democrats are saying.
Yeah, I mean, you are, as a white person, you do have, systemic privileges that people of color in this country don't have for a variety of reasons. That's just the truth.
All right, we're gonna.
It is truth, but I don't hear leftists saying inherently. I don't like that language. I don't like essentialism. The fact that no one's inherently anything. Good, bad, evil, a saint, a sinner. So I don't buy that framing. True leftists who embrace sociological analysis will not see men, right-wing men, far-right men, Nazis, as inherently anything. You should hope that they can be brought over, that people can change. People aren't one thing. People aren't a static thing. People react to the social environment. They are mediated and created by the political environment. People will support kind of who's popular, though, even in the social circles. They'll be like, they work a certain type of job or they've got a certain milieu. They'll go, yes, I want to be part of that group. We all do it. And the idea that inherently people are that, I just don't agree. And I don't think leftists say that either. Some may do, but they're not very good leftists, in my opinion.
Disagree here. Now you will see why. Now you will see why they hate me. The only privilege that exists is class privilege. Poor, working class, middle class white people, poor, working class.
No, privilege is a very complicated thing. There's privilege of being tall. There's privilege of being pretty. There's privilege of talking a certain way. Having certain intelligence, certain skills, physical attributes. Like, privilege is a very complicated thing. And people, again, geography, like moral look, like people are born into certain circumstances where they will have the opportunity to make better moral choices about their lives. So, yes, the privilege argument is a very nuanced and complicated thing that there's many facets too. So, yeah, it's more complicated.
Middle class black people have the same amount of privilege. None. A rich black person has more privilege than a white poor person. Telling a white college age...
It all depends the environment of that black person. It all depends where they grew up. Like, did they grow up as a working class black person and then raise up? They may have had... It is complicated. The idea that certain people don't have privilege, certain people do. It is complicated.
Aged man who's struggling to pay off student loans, who can't afford a house, who can't find a job, that he's part of systemic racism and privileged? Good f***ing luck.
We're not racist, we're not misogynistic. I mean, see, this is, again, I have to say, actually, we all kind of are racist. But that's boring, that's complex, that takes nuance, that takes time, and no one wants to f***ing hear that shit. Of course that's not gonna f***ing resonate.
I don't think everyone's racist, but everyone has racial biases, and... do you lean into those and do you politically enable your racial biases, or do you kind of reject racial essentialism and not judge people based on race and go, actually, their race kind of is irrelevant to my belief about them? That's the argument. Like, I don't think everyone's racist. Yeah, everyone, has certain views of racial biases, but again, to say that everybody's racist, I don't think it's helpful.
How do you make it resonate? I maybe you can make it fun.
Make it fun? Hey, white people! You're inherently racist! What?
But I don't think there's a way to, put lipstick on the progressive messaging pig. Like, I don't know if we can win on messaging alone.
Because it's not the messaging. It's not how...
I think you can, but you've got to make it... You frame it in a certain way. And it is difficult. It's complicated. It's complicated. Racial dynamics are deeply complicated. And you've got to focus on the systems, not the individuals. And sometimes we forget that on the left, that we shouldn't be going after people's individual racism, although that is harmful. We need to go after the systemic racism and talk about the systemic racism that both Black people, Latino, and white people face. Like, white working class people will face prejudices as well and take them as seriously as young working class Black people, and often link it to class, and also link the struggles together, and also question the notion of race itself. But these are complicated, and it's not easy to get across in a slogan. And that's why the left do fail, because it's complicated to get these deeply nuanced messages across in the current political climate, because it is all about slogans, simple messages, repeat it. Donald Trump's amazing at this. He just repeats the same old thing. Criminals are coming over the border. He's going to lower inflation. He's going to get rid of DEI. Simple, repetition. And that's where we've got to learn. And Bernie Sanders is great at this. He says the same thing. The billionaires are getting too wealthy. There's monopolies. We need to make sure that they're paying the fair share.
How you are selling the product. It's the product. These guys are being alienated from progressive messaging, not because it's complicated, but because it's stupid and regressive. Young men are tired of being told to pay for the sins of their great-grandfathers. Full stop. That's it. And people aren't just going, systemic racism exists. Like, yeah, maybe that's what you're doing. I don't think you're some kind of like woke SJW or whatever, but to pretend like that's the only thing people are doing, it's kind of a cope. You're in denial. Corporations were literally hiring Robin DiAngelo to give PowerPoint presentations to workers on how to be less white.
That's insane. And it's this liberal kind of identity politics, like, take your racism and deal with it as an individual. And yeah, we have racial biases, and you should be aware of them, how you treat people. Like, there are problems in education. Like, black people and people of color are treated worse. They're treated as older than they are. They're more likely to get punished for the same misbehavior as a white child. So there is biases there, but we've got to take a broader view of race. And yeah, we do need to talk about it, but it's complicated.
It was a thing that happened. I remember Coca-Cola doing it specifically. Coca-Cola, which, by the way, the CEO of Coca-Cola is now openly praising Trump and like hanging out with him. Corpo moment. They really saw the popular vote and were like, later homos. God, I miss the 90s. I feel like we really had race relations down back then. I don't see color. That worked. That was great. Why did we get rid of that? After the...
That didn't work. There was a lot of racism, and you could argue the 90s, that depoliticization was the opposite end of the problem. We didn't really talk about it. And then you could argue now, in some ways, we maybe talk about it too much. So we need a balance between actually talking about serious issues, but in a way that's systemic and just doesn't focus on individual, like, racism, focuses on broader economic and systemic issues of race. But the idea that color blindness, it just didn't work, because we just ignore the problems and they just kind of fester. And then they come out like they did in 2015. And that they come out in the last 10 years where you get this explosive kind of, oh, now we need to talk about it. Well, we didn't talk about it. Since the 60s, civil rights, you know, you had the happy 90s where everything was okay. And then the 2010s, race relations were getting better. And then all of a sudden you have Donald Trump, you have Brexit, and we are in a very polarized moment of history.
The election, one of the only politicians I've seen who is actively trying to understand why people voted the way that they did is AOC. When I met her, I whispered into her ear, "Take the pronouns out of your bio." And she did. Anyway, after the election, AOC found out that a ton of people voted for her down ballot, but also voted for Trump for president on the same ticket. Curious, she took to her Instagram to ask people why they did that. And these were some of their answers. I feel like Trump and you are both real. It's real simple. Trump and you care for the working class.
Ugh. Trump and you care for the working class. Just complete, diametrically opposed entities, AOC and Donald Trump. Insane, man.
Do you know how many people used to like Bernie Sanders and now vote for Donald Trump, and vice versa? There are so many conservatives I know who used to be Bernie Sanders supporters. Is it because Bernie and Trump are so much alike? No. But their rhetoric, how they spoke, who they spoke to, who they fought for or claimed to fight for, the forgotten man, the American worker. This is populism, and throughout history, populism could be used for good or for evil. And like I said in many of my videos, if you don't understand this, you're never gonna get it.
Maybe this is a one-time thing, maybe it's just because of Trump or inflation, or maybe the meme is coming true. Maybe Republicans are the new party of the working class. Democrats...
That's just so insane, man.
See, this is one reason I don't see why you should blame the voters. Like, obviously the Democratic Party is doing something wrong if blue-collar, working-class people of all races are moving towards the Republican Party. And the Democrats are only gaining with old women and coastal elites. The voters don't see you as the party for the little guy. They see a literal billionaire as the party for the little guy. You are doing something wrong!
I hope the male loneliness epidemic eats you MAGA scum alive. I hope you feel a hole in your soul and feel unloved until your dying day. I hope you rot in your deathbed, wondering why women looked at you like you had rabies your whole life as your eyes closed for the last.
I'm not going to defend this. This is not good or healthy.
Honestly, Gnome Bro and this guy have been pretty reasonable. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe not all Democrats are doomed. Maybe there is a chance a Democrat wins 2028. Maybe some really do get it.
Some liberals use the occasion to look down upon the icky dummies who were too stupid to know they shouldn't vote for Trump. Yet
I mean, where's the lie?
So that was that video. That is all I can take. Ladies and gentlemen, they are not sending their best. Despite it all, it was fun doing a reaction video to people's reaction of me. But that is enough of my yapping. Now I want to hear you yap. Do you think Democrats will learn their lesson? Do you think a pendulum swing is going to happen in 2028? If you like this video, please consider donating to me on Patreon. Link down.
I think a pendulum swing is possible because Trump isn't going to make people's lives better. He's not going to make America great again. Is he going to cause wars? He's going to increase military spending. He's going to increase the deficit. He's going to probably increase taxes like he did in 2016. He's going to not make people's lives better. You've got RFK. Is he going to make America healthy again? Probably not. You're going to have more corruption. You're going to have more lies, more misinformation. And if there's another pandemic, a crisis, a war, a nuclear war, China, Russia, how is Trump going to deal with that? He didn't deal with COVID very well. So a bigger crisis would be, I think, potentially his undoing. And I think in a year's time, I think we'll be in a place where people go, are people's grocery prices getting any lower? Are people's lives getting better? Is Trump getting richer and the average American person getting poorer? That's probably what's going to happen. So comment what you think Trump will do. Will he make America great again? And I'll see you in the next video.